Seeker, Wednesday, November 25th, 2020. Very shortly, I'll be joined by Rambo. He's going to have another great presentation for us. This is sort of a makeup for missing the Truth Frequency Radio show tonight. I had to be somewhere with Sweet Lady at 6 p.m., and if I can't start the show at 6 the way it's set up, it goes to a rebroadcast, so if you miss a little bit of the show, you really miss all the show. And that was just a little bit of a scheduling conflict. So anyway, had to miss TFR tonight, but we'll do a presentation with Rambo. And he's actually going overtime right now. He wants to finish every last detail, so he's going to join us in about 20 minutes. And I figure for that time, we can talk about a news story that was in the mainstream today that I didn't get to yet. Well, I did on my website, but didn't do a video presentation yet. That's Meghan Markle reportedly had a miscarriage. It's being reported today in mainstream media, and it reportedly happened earlier this year in July at the tail end of her being 38 years old. She turned 39 in August, and we know all about 38. But there's something else that stands out about this story in addition to her having this miscarriage at age 38. And miscarriages do happen, and I was reading in the article, I guess they're quite common in the royal family. It just makes you wonder if something else might be going on. But again, miscarriages do happen. I remember the woman we were growing up to next door, she had 2 miscarriages. She ended up having 3 boys by the time she was all said and done, but I remember she had 2 miscarriages. When I was a child, I thought, that must be a sad thing to go through. But 38, if you're new here, we talk about gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. We're always talking about death in the headlines and the encoding of 38 and these tragedies that happen in connection to 38. So this wasn't reported for several months, but if you do the timeline, if the miscarriage happened in July, which is what they're reporting, she was still 38 years old, turning 39 August 4th. And again, in gematria, death equals 38. D's the 4th letter, E's the 5th, A's the 1st, T's the 20th, H is the 8th. 38. There's that old story in New York about how there were 38 witnesses to a homicide, but none of them have ever called the police. And the person who wrote that story, when they got questioned on why or how they knew there were 38 witnesses if no one did anything about it, he just froze up and didn't answer the question. Again, gematria explains why these numbers are in mainstream stories that a lot of times really can't be accounted for, so you should wonder where the number's coming from. If you are new here, understand there are 4 base ciphers: the alphabetic order, which we just went over, the alphabetic order with the rules numerology, the reverse alphabetic order, and the reverse alphabetic order with the rules numerology. You'll notice in those latter 2 ciphers, death is 97 and 25. 97 is the 25th prime number. And notice they saved this news for November 25th. Earlier this year, we talked about the death of Mauve Kennedy and her son in the canoe accident. Canoe has the same gematria as death in all 4 ciphers. But they ended up finding them in 25 feet of water on the 97th day of the year. And Canoe's 97 and 25 in the same ciphers as death. And I forget if it was like Shady Side or Shady Creek, whatever the name of that town was in Maryland had gematria of 97 as well, where it happened. But all these numbers are important, but 38, again and again, we said before 2020 began, there'd probably be more death in the news than in most years because it's 2020 and death is also 20. I think we were definitely right about that. From Kobe Bryant to coronavirus to Kobe Bryant buried in Corona Del Mar and a million other examples. But the thing that really jumped out about this Meghan Markle story today is November 25th leaves 36 days in the year. And we've talked about Meghan Markle pretty much every time I've done a video about Meghan Markle, whether it was her announced engagement to Harry or their wedding or any of the other stories there have been about her. It's 36. 36 with her again and again. There was this story from 2018. The news broke on March 8th, 3/8, but the story was that she was in this private baptization ceremony on the date March 6th, 3/6. And remember what it is about Meghan Markle. Her name equals 216, and that's not her birth, first, and last name, but that's the name she goes by. Her birthday is August 4th, just like Obama. That's the 216th day of the year. And she's married to Harry, Prince of Wales, 216. And again, her birthday is the 216th day of the year. 36 and 216 have a relationship. And it's through the number 666, the number of the beast. 666 is the 36th triangular number. And 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. And they like to use these numbers in combinations. And they do it with just more than Meghan Markle. They do it with LeBron all the time, too. He used to play in Cleveland, 216 area code. But anyway, on the day leaving 36 days left in the year, now we're hearing about Meghan Markle again. And just so many times over the years, we've documented this pattern. The story about the baptization was March 6th, 151 days before her birthday. That's the 36th prime number. So again, there's just been so many examples over the years with her in this same number. That's why as soon as I thought this, I was like, wait a minute, today leaves 36 days left in the year. Then I look at it, I'm like, wow, so she had her miscarriage while she was 38, huh? But again, I mean, I don't know how people can continue to think this is a coincidence. Yes, there are 4 ciphers, but when you recognize the 4 ciphers, again, you can see how the rituals unfold. Why save the news till the 25th of November? And from her birthday to the news story today is 113 days later. That's an interesting number because it's mainstream news today. Mainstream's 113, dishonest 113, the mainstream absolutely deceptive. In the Talmud, Bava Kama 113a says it's okay for a certain group. What happened here? How come my link is not working? There we go. Bava Kama 113a from the Talmud says it's okay for a certain group of people to lie to another certain group of people. And all these words have this Gematria 113. Mainstream, dishonest, perverted, not true, not honest, not factual, disinfo, politics, perjury, fiction, bullshit, infidelity, divorce, sinister, erroneous, a lot of things having to do with being not dishonest, 113. And again, in the Talmud, that verse having to do with who can lie to who. And for years, talked about the mainstream and dishonest information and green screens to manipulate the audience. And, just like CNN showed you earlier this year, they had up this story. This is how I learned about this website right here. Thispersondoesnotexist.com. I learned about this website from CNN's front page. And it was about how easy it is to create fake news at this day and age because of the technology that's at people's hands. And the thing about this website, thispersondoesnotexist.com, every time you refresh the screen, you get a different person. And what they all have in common is they do not exist. They are all computer-rendered images. And, I mean, just look at how realistic they look. So again, none of these people are real. These are all computer images. Anyway, CNN had a story months ago, probably 9 months ago now, 10 months ago, showing this website and saying, how can you tell if what's in the news is real? And I thought, wow, this is the ultimate mocking. This is what I've been saying about the stories they've been putting out and the faces and names they've been putting out for years. So 2020, they're trying to make everything crystal clear to people. Just how good and obedient they are to authority. So 2020, the year of the face diaper. Anyway, Meghan Markle, miscarriage, more sad news. The news always trying to carry that low vibration, that fear, that death, that sadness, that latest thing to look out for. And, that was the one story I did not cover today. I guess just to quickly recap, if you did miss stories I did cover today, the biggest news was the death of Diego Maradona, the Argentinian football player known for helping Argentina win the World Cup in 1986 with his big goal over England. And that play was known as the Hand of God. A lot of people say that he used his hand to tip the ball in. Back then, the TV was so blurry, no one could really see. But, again, that play was 34 years ago, and the Hand of God equals 34, and 34 is the ninth Fibonacci number, and Fibonacci numbers are said to be the numbers of God. And we do see the number 34 in a lot of suspicious deaths. Again, he's dead at 60, not all that old of an age. He was born in 1960. The Hand of God play happened June 22nd, 1986, which was the date with 34 numerology. And the other big clue here is that from his birthday, October 30th, to his death on November 25th is 26 days later, and he was in the Hand of God play, and God and game are 26, and he was 26 years old when that took place. Or he would have been in his 26th year of his age, actually. He was on his way to 26. He was in his 26th year of life when that play happened. And again, he dies in Tigre, Argentina, which means tiger. Reminds that the LSU Tigers won the first football championship of 2020 in America. What we call football, the rest of the world. Well, what we call soccer, the rest of the world calls football. What we call football is similar. 2 games of 11 on 11, the same amount of men on the field, 22 total. And speaking of 22, that was the other big thing here, because right now we're in the time of the first Jesuit Pope, who's from Argentina, who's known to love football. And this death is 22 days before Pope Francis's birthday. Notice he's 83 years old right now. Football equals 83, murder 83. The authentic name for Argentina, their football team. How would you say it? La Ala Celeste? Probably not like that, but something like that. But that word is also 83. And again, Pope Francis from Argentina, Jesuit Pope, 83 years old right now. Dead 22 days before his birthday. Satanic has that gematria 22 and 122. Remember, the Satanic Church was established in San Francisco, which equals 122, which is on the 122nd meridian west and named after St. Francis of Assisi, like Pope Francis is named after St. Francis of Assisi. And Pope Francis is 122. Diego Maradona's full name, Diego Armando Maradona Franco, is 122. The Jesuit motto, Isus Hominum Salvator, again, is 122. Also 266, like Pope Francis is the 266th Pope and the first Jesuit. But I did cover this more earlier. But again, big news today, and it seems to be one of those rituals synced up with the most famous moment of his sports playing career. And we've said that so many times about these celebrities. When they die prematurely, it seems like the ritual is in tribute to what they're most remembered for. And in this case, it's this play right here. So, and isn't there something so symbolic about that like one of the greatest memories? It's not just like this for Argentina. It's just so many things. But it's just corrupted. It's dishonest. This is an illegal goal right here that leads to them, winning the World Cup, the highest honors. And don't forget, in the most recent World Cup, how we were showing, look how asleep the country is. Do you guys remember what they did before the last World Cup? They were telling you the story of the Thai football team, or as we'd call it, the U.S. soccer team, and they were stuck in the cave, and there was just nothing to get these boys out of the cave. Elon Musk was trying to think about how to get them out of the cave. Mini submarines. But somehow, while they can't get out of the cave, the news media is just making all the rounds in and out of there, filming inside the cave. They're like, I forget what it would be, day 9, no food or water. And the whole team would be standing together like they were taking their team photograph. It's like, is that really how it would be after day 9 of no food and water? And anyway, that whole Thai thing, which I said, look at this. Right before the World Cup, they got the whole world looking at Thailand and a football team in a cave. I got to go back and revisit all, but that territory where Thailand was, that used to be under French control, and France went on to win that World Cup by the numbers. And then there was a owner who died in a helicopter that was connected to that as well. He was Thai, so there were some things to go on there. But I'm just reminding that the World Cup has a history of being rigged, and we've talked about it in recent years, as recent as the last World Cup, which was in 2018. That was back when Trump was with Putin in Helsinki. Anyway, that was the big story today, and Gematria makes it look like another clear ritual in tribute to the old Jesuit order that seems to be behind so much of what truly is evil in the world. And let me see, what else was there? Oh yeah, just Boris Johnson again introduced the 56-page winter plan for coronavirus. Had to be 56 pages. Coronavirus 56. Boris Johnson 56 years old. Again, he just locked down England on November 5th. Remember the 5th of November, the day leaving 56 days left in the year. And he did this November 23rd, his 158th day of his age, like Boris Johnson's 158, like how he replaced Theresa May exactly 158 weeks after she took office. And again, the Jesuits were created on 15/8, August 15th. Donald Trump's brother, Robert Trump, died on that day this year. Trump began his Jesuit education 56 years before 2020, the year of coronavirus, and essentially the Jesuit world takeover. So, again, if you haven't looked up Pope Francis's encyclical about what to do about coronavirus and climate change, for Telly Tutti, it equals 56. I know most of you have heard me say it 1,000 times, but there's always somebody new here. So, top headlines by the numbers, and I'm going to give Rambo a few more minutes, because I think he said about 40 minutes after he thought he'd be ready. Oh yeah, we covered the Michael Flynn pardon. That was another big headline today. We got turkeys being pardoned and Michael Flynn. I'm sure somehow there's some deeper joke there I don't get. But from Michael Flynn's birthday, he has a Christmas Eve birthday. He's 61 years old right now, which is interesting as well in light of Christmas Eve birthday, because Christmas is 61, Christian 61, Jesus is 61, Cross is 61, Church is 61, etc. But from his 61st birthday, also Washington, D.C. 61. From his birthday to his pardon, November 25th, is 337 days later. That's the 68th prime number, and then the most simple cipher, pardon, 68. And the next most simple cipher, the alphabetic order at the rules of numerology, Donald John Trump is 68, as is the apprentice. So what a perfect ritual in numbers. And I noticed how I really do feel like, man, technology is just so advanced, it's amazing, but I just noticed how almost any time I post a video that's related to Trump, there's always a comment there within a matter of, it just seems minutes, and it'll have like the most likes. And I'm always surprised by it, because it's like, it doesn't feel like my audience would like that comment the most, you know? Because it's the kind of comment like, Donald Trump and Michael Flynn are being taken down by the deep state, and they're on the verge of, revealing this really important information. And it's just like, really? That's the most liked comment in my comments section? People that are still falling for the deception and the puppet show and thinking like Trump's different than the rest of the establishment? I mean, seriously, in 2020? So it just feels like it's AI driven. I mean, how can that comment always be left so fast or something like that, and then it always has like 6 likes compared to, if you go through the rest of the comments, maybe one thing has 1 like or 2 likes here or there. So, again, it just reminds you that you're on their platform. They're always trying to suck people into the same psyops, the same channels, the same opinions. And, like, if Michael Flynn or Donald Trump had some serious knowledge to drop to save the nation that they're always on the cusp of doing, supposedly, in the Q crowd, why don't they just, like, fire up a YouTube live stream like I do and just drop the information? Don't you think the word would get out? Don't you think it would spread like, whoa, Donald Trump has his own YouTube channel and he's live streaming? He's not doing it on the major networks that he calls fake news. He's just going right at you using the platform that's there for every living person on earth who has an internet connection. You know? Why doesn't Michael Flynn get on and drop the truth and all these other people? It's just, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with people. They can't answer these obvious questions and they just fall for the same old steaming piles. So... Let me see. Let's just take a call real quick in the audience. Give Rambo 5 more minutes. Or you know what? I see somebody's trying to get through to me. Let me see. I know somebody who has 5 minutes, and then we'll get to Rambo here. But 1 second. He might not be ready for this. He's trying to get a hold of me through my phone, but I want to... Oh, here we go. Bruco.
Hey,
how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I have, flow of information. It's crazy.
I am listening.
Listen, Zach, I have something to add up to your decoding of Diego Maradona. I just post on my community tab about this. I really want you to see this.
So where do I go to see it? Your
my
channel?
channel and community tab.
Okay. Okay, Bruco Community. San Diego. Okay.
Yeah, San Diego.
Oh.
You need to read it to see the whole picture. And I think I will not talk too much today because I definitely talk too much.
I can read it. You want me to read it?
Yes, please.
Okay, so this is Bruco's research right here. Always doing great work. And again, be sure to subscribe to his channel, Bruco. And if you go to his channel right now and click on the community tab, you can read the same thing I'm reading. But he wrote, San Diego. Diego Maradona died today. Today being November 25th, 2020. He is known for his famous hand of God, the goal we just talked about. He scored the goal with his hand against England. That later gave Argentina the World Cup win for 1986. And we know about 86. Blood sacrifice 86, human sacrifice 86. We used to learn in our own school classes that the Mayans, they would have these athletic competitions and the winners would be the ones who would get sacrificed because they'd want to give their best offering to God. So it's kind of this similar thought here with what's going on. But then Bruco writes, since we have the Argentinian connections of Diego Maradona, Pope Francis, then we cannot forget about Leo Messi. It's funny that, you know your football way better than me, but this just reminds me of when I was in high school, our football coach, who I had for one of my English teachers, he always would talk about Maradona and Messi. But okay, here we go. Also, Messi, which obviously sounds like Messiah, but he writes, also, Messi equals 34, in light of what happened with Maradona dying 34 years later. His full name is Lionel Messi, but most of the world uses the abbreviation just Messi. Leo Messi is a copy of Maradona. He has been compared to him due to very similar physical conditions, short stature, both 5'7", and both favoring their left leg, so like left-handed. Since he appeared in 2003, they both have been captains of the national team of Argentina with number 10 on their shirt. Messi is the winner. Okay, I just got to chime in here that reminds me that in the United States of America, this year's the year of Super Bowl 55, and 55 is the 10th triangular number and the 10th Fibonacci number, because again, Thanksgiving equals 60, and he dies right before Thanksgiving, and his name equals 244, and the U.S. is 244 years old. So I think there's something going on here with American football as well. But then continuing on, so they both wore the number 10, they're both for Argentina, they're both these great players with these similar physical attributes. Messi is the winner of the record number of 6 Ballon... How do you say that? Ballon d'Or?
Ballon d'Or.
Ballon d'Or. Ballon d'Or. The most prestigious award of France. Okay, so he's won it 6 times. We got Tom Brady over here who's won 6 Super Bowls. And again, we were just talking about how at the beginning of the week, 21 Savage was in the news with Tom Brady and the Rams again, just like last time, and 21's the 6th triangular number, so there's something with that. In which he competed in his entire career with Cristiano Ronaldo, whose name's 187, like Society of Jesus, who won 5 Ballon d'Ors. So Bruco writes, I expect this narrative to reach Messi soon. He is 33 years old. Okay. And then look at the theme. Messi, Messiah, Diego, Hand of God, Pope Francis, San Francisco, Saints, San Diego. Well, that's interesting you put San Diego and Saints there because Drew Brees played for San Diego and he's still on the Saints. So that's interesting. Your thought on that. So eyes on San Diego. And then he writes, Diego Maradona equals 107 like earthquake. Let's not forget the 1989 World Series earthquake, where the last thing shown on the screen before the earthquake happened was Jose Canseco, and Jose Canseco's full name equals 107. And the World Series earthquake was 107 days after his birthday, and military's 107. Not to mention they did that earthquake at 5:04 p.m. local, key digits 5 and 4, because baseball's 54 and there's 54 outs in a game. And it was a World Series between 2 Bay Area teams when the Bay Area is known for earthquakes. Anyway, so he's making this same point, that how these numbers are here. And he points out Aquarius equals 107. What are you thinking with Aquarius? Just to watch out for that time?
Age of Aquarius is coming.
Sure, that's true. Okay. Some people think we're already in it.
Yeah.
Hand of God also has this other gematria of 74 and 47, very familiar numbers. I focused on the 34 because it's 34 years later. Leo, Messi 34, Messi 34. The name Jesus is 34 as well. Jesus is 34 and 74, so it fits in with the Messiah thing. And San Diego, yes, 74, 38. Yeah, so I see what you're saying, because all of these things are related. The hand of God, playing God over humanity, using military technology to bring about an earthquake that they've been forecasting in their entertainment, mostly through Hollywood, for some time. So yeah, I see what you're saying with everything. And the other thing that I'm thinking about, now that you make the point about 10 and bring in the earthquake, is I'm just going to put up the Gematrinator calendar. Again, the base ciphers, they're all important. Notice the word military is 44, 55, 107. Look at the word earthquake in those same ciphers, 107, 44, 55. And again, 55 is the 10th triangular number and the 10th Fibonacci number. And like he's saying, his name, which I cannot spell right now off the top of my head, but his name is 107 like earthquake as well. So, yeah, very, very good observations, Bruco. Excellent work. Thank you.
Don't forget about the other thing, about this movie.
Oh, the next one down. Okay.
Please read it till the end.
Sure. So his next post. Out of all the possible things you can compare the size of an asteroid to...
No.
Oh, no?
The rest of this post with Messi and Diego.
Oh, I skipped part of it. Okay, so he's saying to check out the movie The Road to San Diego from 2006. And the IMDb thing says a young Argentine learns that soccer star Diego Maradona is ailing in a Buenos Aires hospital and resolved to bring him a tree root, natural tree stump sculpture of Diego. He's discovered. Okay.
It's a really good movie because football, or how you call it in US, soccer, that is insult for us here. It was for my whole life, it was my number one thing. My goal, everything, my whole life was, football is everything. I was playing, I was watching. Barcelona was my favorite team since I was 6 years old. I'm like Wikipedia of football, you can say.
Sure.
And when when I discovered you and saw those old things, I realized it's also scripted. Even if you know how it's hard to script a game, it's still like this Champions League games of Barcelona where they was leading in the first match 3-0 and then lose 4-0 with Liverpool. This is like, you don't make those mistakes on that level.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Just like you are saying. But I think it's more it's harder to fake football like soccer than like basketball, you know?
I think
Because
that's why they use the technology in basketball.
yeah, but it's all like, it's taking your time, it's taking your emotion. You're starting to feel bad because you feel your team playing like losers or losing to you know, to enemy like Real Madrid or something, and the whole world is living this like this is something important, and this is just you know, to take our eyes of real goal. And if you can show this post with this asteroid and Golden Gate Bridge size, this is like another numbers for you.
So I see that this was just posted November 22nd, 2020. You can see that headline: Asteroid the size of Golden Gate Bridge heading towards Earth at 56,000 miles per hour. And of course, earlier this year, there was the story about the Golden Gate Bridge making really strange sounds, something that seemed new. And yeah, I mean, just 56,000 miles per hour, the Golden Gate Bridge, another thing that Hollywood's shown being destroyed so many times, that has this spiritual connection. Again, the Golden Gate is part of the prophecy of the Jewish Messiah's return, too. So,
Right. And look at the hour they posted.
oh, yeah, 1807. I guess these are all just coincidences. Bruco, is it the same in your country? Does everyone just think everything's a coincidence?
Yeah. I think it's even worse than you can imagine.
Really? Well, I guess it's a worldwide phenomenon. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah.
I think because of lack of knowledge of English language, you know, the people who don't know the language are like far behind it, and they can't understand nothing if they can't speak English. You know, I can't explain somebody Gematria if he's not speaking the language. So
that makes sense. I understand. So there's a language barrier and a learning component. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
yes, but I think Gematria. You can find Gematria in Polish too, because I was doing my research, because I was thinking maybe I need to show this to, you know, to my countrymen. But you know, I I had one video that I made in Polish when Notre Dame was burning, and it's sad because, you know, your own people are the most hating people.
Right. Right.
It's sad, but this is how it is. That's why I know I have most important things to do. They will wake up when the time gets to them.
Indeed. Indeed. Bruco.
We need to reach people who want to listen and who are curious and who don't focus on those haters, because this is sucking energy from us too. We're fighting with like Don Quixote with windmills.
Indeed. Indeed.
And just like you said, I really think the most of people and those comments even are now an NPC, and maybe even people we see are, robotoids or clones, and they are not thinking like us. They have those barriers. That's why they act so not human, like without heart. Like you're watching those politics and you're thinking, they are really humans.
Right, indeed.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Brooke, I gotta ask you something. There's a person who could be watching right now in the audience, and he's of Polish ancestry, and he's been thinking about moving out of the United States of America, and he's thinking about maybe moving back to Poland because he has this feeling it's better there than the United States in terms of people being awake and open to ideas. It sounds like. How do you feel about that? Outside of Gematria, how we're talking to people, are most people just sound asleep on all subjects, or are there a good amount of people who are open-minded, or what's it like?
In my opinion, maybe because of this whole YouTube channel and stuff, I think even that US people are, I think, more poisoned by food and all things. They still are more, I don't know, maybe because it's more US people than Polish people. I think, how many times? 6 times more?
Sure.
So this is hard to tell, but all my friends or people I believe they had open minds. No. They like this matrix. They like life they had, and I don't have too many expectations.
Yeah, what you're saying is true. I mean, that's it. People like the world enough. I mean, they have their problems with it, but they like it enough. It's comfortable enough, and then it keeps them from investigating the things that they really should be investigating at this day and age. So.
Yes, this is just like the scene from the Matrix when these guys want to go back to the Matrix to eat the steak, to be a movie star, to not remember.
Right. Right. That's right, and he does request to not remember. He's willing to compromise and sell out, but he just doesn't want to remember that he sold out. So.
Yeah. Yes, but I have something more to say, because look now, almost 400 people are listening, and we have the wrong idea about numbers, because you was teacher, I was teacher too, and when you have 30 people in classroom, or it's hard to make all 30 people to pay attention, or all people to understand what you are talking about. And we have such a great chance to concentrate on people who want to listen, who want to make steps farther, because you are sitting in this 7 or 8 years, and you're teaching these children how to add up numbers. And after 7 years, you start to being angry or for new kids who are coming, that you need to still learning them how to is 2 plus 2. But you understand what I'm going with this?
Sure, indeed.
Yes, this is really hard, because, to be honest, I admire you for your constancy with this every day. I think I will be unable to do that, because of bad mood, because of things I need to do, and you are my role model for being consistent and to not give up even if you have bad mood or the things in life don't go in the way we want to go, but we still need to reach to those who are now waking up because of all those pandemic, and it's so hard for them to understand that how this gematria things is important, because they don't know how to add up numbers. They don't know what is 2 plus 2. They are like doing baby steps. And I think we should do something like this, the easiest mode, like we are talking about this TikTok thing and this little, but because I think it's they have too much information and they cannot comprehend this. And look at they block your channel, but the last video you made, you look at the views, because people now, this video will be this point where people will be like watching this video for the week. So maybe because of too much videos, they act like, oh, this is weak, this maybe, but maybe they need more time to think about it. Maybe I think maybe it's good, even if it looks bad.
Sure.
For this point of view right now. So don't worry, everything have a reason. We just need to wait to see it.
Indeed. Appreciate it, Bruco.
Me too. Thank you one more time. All I'm very happy to be able to speak to you, to all those people who are listening.
Indeed.
We will get there. We will get there.
Indeed, we will. Yeah, just can't give up. So appreciate it,
so
friend.
Shout out to Rambo. I love you, Rambo, too. Your decodings, your astrology is so amazing. It's like, wow. It's like different level.
Yeah, he's very good at what he does. I will get him on here now. I think he'll be ready to go. So thanks for joining us, Bruco. Always good to hear from you, friend.
Thanks, Zach.
Okay.
Take care, Al. Love you guys.
All right. Thanks, Bruco. Have a good day, man. Take care. Okay. Bruco. Always got great things to say. Let me get Rambo on here. I think he will be ready. Oh, shoot. I think I called... Oh, I'm a fool. Hold on. I called him on the wrong number. I got to call him on a different number to do the presentation. Hold on. Let me do it right. He's got too many numbers. Let's see. All right, let's try that again.
Hello?
Hey, Rambo, Zach.
Yeah, I did most of the article. I put all the visuals up. I did some of the writing. This actually works out because the last time up till 2 a.m. was refurbished computer, and I came the next day, this morning, all the work I'd done just wasn't saved. So this actually worked out that you weren't able to do the show, but so I put all the visuals up.
Okay.
But, so I'll have to fill in all the writing later.
Okay. Did you post it on GematriaEffectNews or somewhere else?
Okay, I'm publishing it right now.
Oh, okay.
So it should be.
Okay.
I just pressed publish. The title is.
I see it.
It's about the Joe Burrow injury. Cincinnati, the Great Conjunction, Part 4. The Joe Burrow injury, Saturn strikes back.
Okay, and just before you get into this, I just want to send a shout out in the community. Kayla made a nice, just very simple surface level catch about his injury. The score was 9-7 when he got injured, and injury equals 97 and Burrow 97, and we actually talked about this pattern with 97 and injury in the past. But the score was 9-7 when Burrow got the season-ending injury, supposedly. So, anyhow.
No, I saw Kayla's video on that. It was very concise, very to the point. It was a good another take on 97.
Indeed. All right.
Yeah,
Can't wait to hear
I
it.
did see her video. It was very good, yeah.
Indeed. I know what you're going to do is going to be brilliant. I just wanted to give a shout out to Kayla. Remind people there's another decoder out there to check out. Kayla Decoder.
Okay. So, I go ahead and start?
Oh, of course.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, the title is Cincinnati and the Great Conjunction, Part 4. The Joe Burrow injured. Saturdays back. So, considering what I've been focused on the past several weeks, there's only one topic to zero in on this week. That is the talk of the American sports world. Just the American sports world. Worldwide, it's the death of Diego Maradona, the soccer superstar. But in the United States, the injury to Joe Burrow is the big topic. The season-ending knee injury to the Cincinnati Bengals quarterback. Now, if you hate sports, this still has a lot more to do than actual sports. Those who have followed my recent presentations know that the significance of the Bengals and their hometown of Cincinnati goes far beyond football and sports. In a nutshell, all roads lead to Rome. The broader overarching story is the virtually once-in-a-lifetime astronomical and astrological phenomenon, once in a lifetime considering all the celestial alignments and permutations, which is the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction of December 21st, 2020. Jupiter-Saturn conjunctions, basically Jupiter eclipsing Saturn from Earth's perspective, is a 20-year phenomenon that in astrology is related to power shifts. United States presidential elections especially coincide with great conjunctions, and this has been my main focus regarding the Jupiter-Saturn great conjunctions. As I have stated numerous times, winners of the presidential elections close to great conjunctions have either died in office or survived an assassination attempt. This goes back to the 1840 election, which was won by William Henry Harrison, who died of pneumonia in his first year in office. And this continues every 20 years without fail. It has continued until 2000, where George W. Bush is officially considered to have survived 3 assassination attempts. And now 2020 and the U.S. presidential election and the Great Conjunction, which is an even greater conjunction than the previous conjunctions. Remember that the streak started with Harrison. Of all the Great Conjunction presidential assassinations, in fact, of all presidential assassinations in world history, not just American, and not just in conjunction years, one presidential assassination stands out. Unlike with the others, everybody remembers this date, November 22nd. November 22nd is the day that the Jovian golden child, Joe Burrow, suffers a season-ending injury in Washington, D.C., named after first U.S. President George Washington, who was a founding member and first President General of the Society of the Cincinnati. I have more on the November 22nd presidential assassination date, and more on the first U.S. President elected close to a Jupiter-Saturn great conjunction who died in office, William Henry Harrison. But another thing I've emphasized in the ruling is the ruling planet of each zodiac sign. This breaks open a lot of riddles and rituals, the ruling planets of each zodiac sign. In this case, the two planets in focus are Jupiter and Saturn. Jupiter rules the zodiac signs of Sagittarius and Pisces. Saturn rules the zodiac signs of Capricorn and Aquarius. There are two Jupiter-Saturn transitions at play. The lesser Jupiter to Saturn is in the tropical or western zodiac from Sagittarius, which is Jupiter, to Capricorn, which is Saturn. In a leap year, such as 2020, such a transition happens on December 21st, which is the day of the great Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. The two signs overlap on that day, so anyone born on December 21st, 2020 will literally be both a Sagittarius and a Capricorn. So in a sense, Jupiter is giving way to Saturn as we move into the sign of Capricorn. The greater transition is the end of the age, also known as an eon, what the ancient Mayans called the Great Year. The Mayans said that the end of the age, the Great Year, would be in 2012. 2020, Gregorian, is 2012 in the Coptic calendar. So this is the transition point from the age of Pisces, which is ruled by Jupiter, to the age of Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by Saturn. So on this grander scale, Jupiter has to concede to Saturn. The Jesuit order, who are among the most politically and economically dominant in the world, and have been through most of the age of Pisces, they venerate Jupiter, or at least they invoke certain aspects of Jupiter. I've done posts explaining this. The symbol for Pisces is fish, for example. The Pope wears a fish hat or a miter hat, as do cardinals. Peter comes from Jupiter. The statue of Zeus in Olympia, Greece, inspired the statue of Jupiter in Rome, which inspired the statue of St. Peter in St. Peter's Basilica, where they're sitting with 1 foot forward, sitting in a throne with 1 foot forward. So, yeah, this is a direct line of St. Peter to Zeus and Jupiter. No coincidence that the first openly Jesuit pope is a Sagittarius. I've made more detailed work on that. The current dominant power does not want to concede. The shift in power in the age of Aquarius. The Aquarius is ruled by Saturn. That is what a lot of the grand rituals are aimed at. Either manipulating or even somehow avoiding, by an act of God. So they're playing God. They believe they've usurped God. Just avoiding these natural cosmic forces. So ritual magic is most powerful when as many people observe it as possible. The more people that observe it, the stronger the magic. Hence the importance of celebrities chosen according to their zodiac signs and high-rated television events like Monday Night Football. The Great Conjunction occurs on a Monday night. So Cincinnati Bengals hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers is of utmost ritual significance. Jupiter is a striped planet. Hence, the tiger is a metaphor for the Jupiter. Joe Burrow is a Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter, an LSU tiger, and a Cincinnati eagle. And so the Indian movie Bengal Tiger was released in 2015 on Joe Burrow's birthday. The Bengal tiger being a Jovian symbol, which is crucial to the grand ritual of the Great Conjunction of December 21st. Joe Burrow is central to this. But that central element to the ritual will not be part of it after he sustained a season-ending injury November 22nd, that infamous date. So how could this be? Either there is a competing occult faction at the top against the Jovians, who are the Jesuits, most likely, or the natural law of the universe that dictates a transfer of power from Jupiter's age of Pisces to Saturn's age of Aquarius is responding to the sorcery. Last week, I mentioned how last year's death in Austin, Texas, of former Cincinnati Bengals running back Cedric Benson was tied to December 21st, 2020, a great conjunction Monday Night Football ritual. Austin and Jesuit, those two words, have a perfect match across all four base ciphers. This Austin, Jesuit, all four base ciphers, perfect match. Also Austin, Texas, and Jesuit matching 3 out of 4 values. Doctors indicate behind that. Cedric Benson was a Capricornic ruled by Saturn. So Cedric Benson represented a sacrifice of Saturn. His last social media post, My Saturday Evening, sums to 2112 in Latin Gematria, which is Jewish Gematria on the Gematrinator. 2112, like the date, 21st December. So Cedric Benson's death clearly tied into the Great Conjunction. Now, last week I also spoke about the movie in 2012, the year 2012 again. Back in 2012, the movie The Life of Pi, Pisces, Jupiter and Tiger references. The tiger is Jupiter, the striped planet. The movie, The Life of Pi, was released in the United States on the first day of Sagittarius. No coincidence. Now, in the movie, The Life of Pi, which the poster, the tiger is central to the entire movie. In that movie, the tiger eats a live goat. It kills and eats a live goat. The goat is a symbol of Capricorn, which is Saturn. So the tiger eating the goat is Jupiter prevailing over Saturn. That's a pretty major ritual in that movie. So regardless if it is consciously ritually orchestrated or the organic universe in action, I think we saw an action in the opposite direction. We'll be seeing, Jovian anti-Saturn sacrifice. So what we've seen here is a reversal. This is Saturn striking back in a sense. So let's look at the details of the injury to the Jovian idol, Joe Burrow. Apart from the fact that his counterpart was Alex Smith. Alex Smith was the most recent and well-publicized NFL quarterback injury in that very stadium, FedEx Field, in Washington, D.C. Joe Burrow's injury had the hallmarks of Saturn written all over it. Remember that Cedric Benson was a Capricorn representing Saturn. He was killed on a Saturday, a Saturn day. Joe Burrow was a Sagittarius. He was knocked out of the season, for the season, and he was knocked out of the Great Conjunction as well. He was knocked out of the ritual. This happened on November 22nd, which is at the beginning of Sagittarius. So this is a ritual, or maybe it's organic or ritual, but it's in the opposite direction. Not Jupiter's getting it. So the damage to Joe Burrow's knee was caused by impact from Washington defensive tackle Jonathan Allen, combined with the weight and momentum from Burrow's teammate, offensive tackle, and Cincinnati-born Michael Jordan. Yeah, that's his name, Michael Jordan, who was trying unsuccessfully to block Jonathan Allen. Jonathan Allen, who is the one who ultimately destroyed Joe Burrow's knee, was born on January 16th. Jonathan Allen is a Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. There's more of a Saturn stamp on the event. In the Gematria, the most prominent number for Saturn, the most prominent Saturn value in Gematria is the number 93. Jonathan Allen wears jersey number 93. He has the Saturn number. Joe Burrow was knocked out of the game and season with the score at 9-7. 9-7, like the number 97. In Gematria, Capricorn sums to 97. Saturn is the Roman version of Kronos in Greece. Kronos sums to 97. It is also noteworthy that the planet Jupiter has 79 moons. 79, like the score. Jupiter is second only to Saturn in terms of moons in our solar system. I have mentioned parallel elements with the classic movie Back to the Future that featured Jovian and Saturnian themes. In Latin Gematria, which is Jewish on the Gematrinator, Saturn sums to 511, 511. The date 511 can be 5th November, a date significant to Jesuits for their 1605 gunpowder plot attempts to blow up the British Houses of Parliament at Westminster, London. Big Ben clock tower would later be built at that site. So 511 and 115 are significant to Saturn, the god of time. And clock towers, Big Ben and the Hill Valley Clock Tower in Back to the Future, where Marty McFly went back to. Marty McFly went back to November 5th in the movie, 1955. He went back to November 5th. When Nike shoes of the 19 represent the rings of Saturn. So they picked November 5th for a reason, 115, in that classic movie. And November 5th, 1955 was a Saturday, like Saturn Day. So from Jonathan Allen, number 93, who's a Capricorn, who injured Joe Burrow's knee from his most recent birthday, January 16th, 2020, to the great conjunction of December 21st, 2020, is 11 months, 5 days. 115, the big Saturn/clock tower number. And remember that the December 21st Monday night NFL game features Ben Roethlisberger, nicknamed Big Ben. It's Ben Roethlisberger that everybody's talking about, with his team having a perfect season so far, 10-0. Everyone's talking about Big Ben. And speaking of Big Ben, there's more synchronicity with Jonathan Allen. If you spell out Jonathan Allen's birthday, January 16th, it sums to 218, 218. The date, as written in Britain, 218, is 21st August. The date that Big Ben clock was shut down, the last day it was operative before the planned reset ritual for the future. So, yeah, 218, 21st August, the date that Big Ben was shut down. If you spell out January 16th, it sums to 218, and that is Jonathan Allen's birthday. So, again, that's another Saturnian reference. So, one more astrological note. in astrology, each zodiac sign corresponds to a human body part. Like Aries is the first of the zodiac signs, and it ends with Pisces. So it starts in the head. Aries is associated with the head, and Pisces is associated with the feet. And in between, the associations go in between. Capricorn, the sign of Jonathan Allen, number 93, the big Saturn. Capricorn in astrology rules the knees. And hence the destruction of Joe Burrow, his knee. Joe Burrow representing Jupiter at the hand of Jonathan Allen. So,
you know what's standing out to me the whole time that I haven't mentioned is just that there's 11 minutes and 35 seconds left on the clock, and I'm thinking this is on the anniversary of JFK assassination, the 35th president. Of course, Catholics 35, but the word knee with just the most simple cipher is 35 as well. And I'm thinking it's probably not an accident. I'd like to see this play real time and see how they stop the clock. Sometimes they'll let it roll down a few more seconds to get it just right. But yeah, I think this whole thing is just such a ritual. Because again, injury and Burrow summed to 97 along with the observation you're making about the astrology piece. That's crazy though how Capricorn represents the knees. That's really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, he'd be a Capricorn. So very recently, on November 2nd of this year, a Back to the Future star, not a major star, but a very an actress that resonated with everybody who saw the movie, passed away. Her name is Elsa Raven. That's her name. That's the actress's name. But she played the Save the Clock Tower lady. That character didn't have a name in the movie, but she was known for soliciting funds to save the clock tower. So Save the Clock Tower is one of the major well-known slogans from Back to the Future. Well, she passed away. Her name is Elsa Raven on this past November 2nd this year. So the name Elsa Raven has a super match across multiple ciphers with Capricorn. That's a 3 out of 4 base ciphers, including at 97. Again, the score of the game when Burrow got hit, 9-7. Elsa Raven, 97. So Gematria analysis of Jonathan Allen's birthday cements the idea that he is Saturn. January 16th, spelled out, also sums to 92. In Gematria, Chronos, spelled with a CH, sums to 92, as does Chronos, spelled with a K. Also, Save the Clock Tower, Cedric Myron Benson, My Saturday Evening, sums to 92 in the same cipher as does January 16th, which is Allen's birthday. So Jonathan Allen, number 93, is Saturn. So with the Jupiter poster child, Joe Burrow, out, who replaces him as Cincinnati Bengals starting quarterback? It's Ryan Finley, born December 26th, is a Capricorn, ruled by Saturn. So not only is Sagittarius, Burrow knocked out Jupiter Saturn Great Conjunction ritual of December 21st, the cusp of Sagittarius and Capricorn, knocked out by a Capricorn, but forced to hand over to a Capricorn. The other player involved in the big hit was Burrow's teammate, Michael Jordan, whose weight and momentum contributed to his injury. Michael Jordan, born on the 25th, is an Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by Saturn. Michael Jordan wears jersey number 60. When you spell out 60, it sums to 97, the score of the game when Burrow was knocked out. And he was knocked out partially by his teammate number 60. 97, like Kronos, like Capricorn. The date of the game, November 22nd, the anniversary of President John F. Kennedy's assassination, and Michael Jordan's name have amazing synchronicity. On November 22nd, 1963, after John F. Kennedy was pronounced dead, his vice president, Lyndon Baines Johnson, was famously sworn in on Air Force One in midair at 2:38 in the afternoon of November 22nd. Lyndon Baines Johnson became president of the United States officially at 2:38. The gematria of the name Michael Jordan comes to 238. So what an appropriate person to be involved in a key sports moment on November 22nd. It doesn't stop there. First great conjunction U.S. president to die in office is William Henry Harrison. This is the beauty of multiple ciphers. Two values of William Henry Harrison are 251 in ordinal, Gematria's simplest cipher, and 116 in Pythagorean or full reduction, Gematria's purest cipher. William Henry Harrison sums to 251 and 116. The two players involved in ending Burrow's season are Michael Jordan, born 251, 25th January, and Jonathan Allen, born 116, January 16th. What are the odds of that? So if the 20-year conjunction presidential curse continues, Joe Biden's announced the winner, and still a possibility Trump could still remain in power, but so far it's Biden. And if the curse continues with this year's conjunction president, who would be the primary beneficiary of Joe Biden, succumbing to the curse? Well, the clue is in the name of the first conjunction curse president, Harrison. So one thing is the number 213, likely date 21st March, which is a Pisces date. Joseph Lee Burrow sums to 213. Cedric Benson sums to 213. The biological scientific name for a tiger is Panthera tigris, sums to 213. Monday Night Football sums to 213. After Joe Burrow left, the Bengals failed to score, leaving them for the season on 213 points scored. So that's actually part of the decode. There are a couple other, couple other elements, like, for example, I guess it's at every NFL game, Gatorade is just everywhere. It's ubiquitous. You can't get away from Gatorade. The symbol for Gatorade is a lightning bolt. A lightning bolt is a symbol of Jupiter. If you take the name Gatorade and Catholic, that's how Jupiter influences the Catholic Church, Peter. Gatorade and Catholic, perfect match in all four base ciphers. I didn't include that, but one last thing is, so November 22nd, I should have suspected that something would happen on this date regarding this ritual. given the significance. Great Conjunction, JFK Conjunction President.
Well, look at what happened in the Dallas and Minnesota game. Minnesota fell to 4-6, and of course JFK killed at age 46, and George Floyd earlier this year at 46, and George Washington, Freemasonry, Scottish Rite, Dealey Plaza. It's all related.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah. So this is a huge ritual day. So definitely, I should have been looking out for something. I mean, I wouldn't have known exactly, but so give me significance of that date, and it's under Sagittarius. This is about Jupiter. There are two players on Great Conjunction night. Monday Night Football is going to be the Bengals and Steelers. There's a Bengals player and a Steelers player who have a birthday of November 22nd. For the Steelers, it is the superstar wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster. His birthday is 11/22, so I don't know if he might feature. There might be some story with him. And on the Bengals, it is their veteran running back, Giovanni Bernard. Just his name, Bernard, I'll get into this later, but his name and his history is very Catholic. And the name Bernard, there are some multiple Catholic saints, Saint Bernard. Multiple. And think of the Knights Templar. One of the founding members of the Knights Templar, Saint Bernard de Clairvaux. He's French. He's one of several Saint Bernards, all Catholic. So his name, not only is his birthday 11/22 significant, but his name is very well Bernard. And also, if anyone familiar with Cincinnati sports will know the significance of a Saint Bernard, especially regarding the Cincinnati Reds. So yeah, I'll talk about that later, but yeah, that's it for now. That's my decode on this.
Did you have any thoughts on the Diego Maradona death?
I was really focusing on this. We don't have. I'd have to look at it. I don't know if there's a parallel. I'm seeing he died at 60. You know, I'm thinking how that's Michael Jordan also. He's contributed the teammate who contributed to Joe Burrow's death. 60. I don't know. It's a whole 97 thing might be part of it, but no, I haven't really looked into the Maradona death. Yeah.
He was born in 60 and dead at 60, so there probably is something with that 60. Again, he was 26 he was in his 26th year of life, and now he's dead 26 days after his birthday, and he's known for that hand of God. So.
Oh yeah, okay, that's pretty significant, yeah.
And hand of God equals 34, and if you missed when I covered that, he's dead 34 years after the hand of God play and that play happened on a date with 34 numerology in the World Cup. So Pope Francis, 83 years old right now from Argentina, like him, football 83, murder 83. So.
Oh yeah, there's that Argentine connection. He's from Argentina, so yeah, he could be plus Argentina. 1 week before exactly 1 week before the Great Conjunction, December 21st, on December 10th, exact 1 week, we'll see a total solar eclipse. Total.
December 14th, right?
Yeah, December 14th. It's going to hit Argentina 100%.
What part of the world is it going to be seen in?
It's mostly South America, like the southern tip of South America.
Okay.
So Argentina would be right in the middle of it. I think Chile maybe might be, but yeah, that's where they'll see a complete blockage of the sun. So they align a lot of events like this have always been used for rituals, celestial events. And that's 1 week off the conjunction. So there's this year 2020 as far as the skies. Astronomy, astrology is just it's a unique year. There's never been a year like this. I mean, there's going to be high rituals like this is the year. I'm pretty sure that's why they unrolled Corona.
Have you looked more into the death of Zachary Taylor? He's the only president on this list who didn't die in connection with the conjunction.
No, I have not. Well, so he's on the list.
Well, he's not on the list, but he's the only president who died in office that isn't on this list. That's what stands out to me about the list. Zachary Taylor's not on there. So
not every. The list is presidents who they died in office or survived assassination attempts. So
Well, and if
there
you
are some
look,
presidents who,
but if you look, 8 presidents have died in office total. 7 of them who have died in office are on this list. So that means the only one that died who wasn't on the list was Zachary Taylor.
yeah, I don't know why it's unique. But as far as survived assassination attempts, there are other presidents who survived assassination attempts not on the list, like Gerald Ford. Gerald Ford survived 2 assassination attempts. So one of I think two women attempted to assassinate. I think supposedly the guns jammed or whatever, but they were actually part of the Charles Manson gang. And Charles Manson was completely MK Ultra government psyop.
Right, indeed.
Yes, to the point. So some women from the Charles Manson gang attempted to assassinate Gerald Ford.
Interesting.
So I'm not sure. I think Andrew Jackson also might be, but
Yeah, that was the first presidential assassination attempt. Andrew Jackson. Yep, number 7.
yeah. So yeah, there are some who were not on. They did.
But again, what does stand out though is there's some attempts, but out of the 8 presidents who've died in office, 7 of them fit in with this pattern. So almost all of them.
Yeah.
They say that Zachary Taylor, I think they say Zachary Taylor got sick on July 4th from eating like spoiled fruit or drinking spoiled milk or something like that. That's supposedly the historical excuse for what caused his death. So.
Yeah, no. Well, yeah, I'd have to look more into that.
Yeah.
So, isn't the head coach? The head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals? Isn't his name Zach Taylor?
His name is Zach Taylor. Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah,
it is.
that just clicked in my mind. So there's a connection.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look more into this. Yeah, Zach Taylor. That's the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, do some real time. That's how it comes to when you decode it. Gradually it clicks. But yeah.
You might want to go back and look at the death of the Rooney. Was that in 2018? Because you're looking at the Steelers. They're this big Jesuit family. And what was it? Let me see if I can look up what it was. Mickey Rooney's not what I'm looking for. Well, that was another member of the family. He died January 3rd, 2015, a date that can be written 3/1 like 31, and Steelers is 31 in the most Pierce cipher, but hold on. Or hold on. Wait, am I confusing Rooney's? No, that's the wrong one, but I wonder if that was related to the Steelers. Where is the most recent one? Shoot. Well, I know that one of the Rooneys died very recently, synced up with one of the seasons. Maybe that was before the 98th season where the Eagles won. I want to say that one of the Rooneys died 98 days before the 98th NFL season began. And then the Eagles went on to win that Super Bowl. And, of course, in history, the Eagles and the Steelers merged during World War II. They were called the Steagles. Okay, Dan Rooney. Yeah, Dan Rooney died 98... Oh, that's what it was. He died 98 days before his birthday on July 20th. The 201st day of the year. So look at that, man. See, I wasn't onto the 201 thing back then, but he died at age 84 on the 201st day of the year, and the Steelers are Jesuit run by the Jesuit Rooney families. So how perfect is that? Dead at 84 on the 201st day of the year, July 20th, 2017, and or wait, what do I have here? Oh, never mind. His birthday was July 20th. So his birthday was the 201st day of the year, but he died at age 84. The day he died was April 13th, which is the 103rd day of the year, and Steelers is 103. So he died 98 days before his birthday on the 201st day of the year before the 98th NFL season, which the Eagles would go on to win. That was the year that Trump took on the flag protesters and all that, and the flag sewn in Philly. He died. I was gonna say he died after the conclusion of the 84th season of the Steelers and before the start of the 85th season as well, because he died at age 84. Go ahead, Rambo.
No, I was going to say, as far as symbolism is concerned, the eagle is also a symbol of Jupiter. Zeus was always depicted with an eagle. Jupiter is depicted with an eagle, and this goes back to Babylon. The Babylonian gods were humanoid, very muscular humanoids with wings and eagles' heads, and so the Babylonian Empire and ensuing empires influenced by Babylon, you always use the eagle. So one of the signs of Jupiter is authoritarianism, and so Babylon used the eagle, Rome used the eagle, the Nazis used the eagle, the United States is using the eagle. Rome was the new Babylon, the United States is the new Rome, and they all use the eagle. That's a symbol of Jupiter. So I think the eagle's thing that year is most likely for the ritual. So I also said how a tiger, because the tiger has stripes, represents the striped planet Jupiter. Well, there are two eagle teams of Jupiter symbols. The Cincinnati Bengals, because they're the tiger, and the Philadelphia Eagles. So they played each other this year. And the game ended in a tie. Which ties, they're somewhat rare in the NFL. They don't happen that often, but it's just interesting that a rare tie happens between the two teams with Jupiter symbolism, the eagle and the tiger. So yeah, that's what stands out with the Eagles.
Did you catch that Diego Maradona died in Tigre, the Spanish word for tiger?
Oh, Tigre. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's where he died today. That's the name of the town in Argentina. And I think the name of the town actually equals 84. We can check that real quick.
Yeah, I didn't have time to actually look at that. I was shocked. I actually saw when I went to start writing out my post, then I saw that the latest article popped up. I was like, oh, Diego Maradona's dead. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he died in Tigre. Actually, that has the Gematria of 86. Wow, okay, so it has the Gematria of 86, just like his hand of God was an 86, and blood sacrifice 86. So, yeah, I think it's pretty clear what they're doing there. $60, not that old.
Yeah, I was pretty shocked, but the whole Argentina connection, I think you can know where they're going with that one. Tigre, okay, that's a big one. I didn't even know that was the name of the town he died in.
And remember, Joe Burrow won the first big football event of this year with the LSU Tigers, and now you have him get injured this past weekend, and then you have him die in Tigre. So
also, the symbolism of a lightning bolt for Jupiter. I mentioned the Gatorade or Gatorade and Catholic, perfect match, all four base ciphers. Also, I think the Tampa Bay Lightning in the NHL, I think that might be significant as well. You start to see when you see the symbol, you see a pattern. There's a big, heavy Jupiter emphasis. This is who they venerate. The statue of St. Peter is like the biggest evidence. The fact that the first Jesuit Pope is Sagittarius, and the name Bergoglio lines up with Sagittarius, lines up with Jupiter. I think it's obvious. I think I've demonstrated that.
Indeed.
Quite thoroughly, actually.
Indeed, you really have. You've been very thorough, and you've given us a lot of really great examples, which I am grateful for.
That's another symbol that the Nazis use. The Nazis use two Jupiter symbols. They use the eagle and they use the lightning bolts. The SS lightning bolts, the Schutzstaffel. Those are two Jupiter symbols.
Ah, smart.
Yeah. I have a lot more than that. There are a lot of weapons the United States Army has named after Jupiter and Zeus. I know them off the top of my head. I have a list of that. It's a pretty major symbol. Now, I don't know if it's on an esoteric level. Are they invoking some kind of on an energetic vibration level from or are there actual entity that for whatever reason identify? I can't pinpoint exactly what it is, but this is something, I guess, on an esoteric level that they venerate. Clearly, when you understand the symbols, and gematria just breaks open. Forget when you talk about the number 71. Forget it. That just cinches it.
Sure. Indeed.
Peter is 71, Catholic is 71, Zeus is 71, Babylon is 71, the Jesuit Order is 71, Vatican City is 71. I go on and on.
Well, that reminds maybe another athlete to look into, because you'll probably find a lot, is oh my goodness, what's the young superstar in basketball who went to the Pelicans? Zion Williamson. Remember the sweepstakes for him was on the 71-year anniversary of the establishment of Israel, and all day the day before, ESPN was showing all the Jewish rabbis and all the NBA cities praying for Zion, and then he ended up going to the Pelicans.
Yeah, I actually did some decodes on Zion Williamson. I mean, his name there just tells you certain celebrities they're really central to I guess some of the esoteric themes. And the one thing I got with Zion Williamson is not I'll bring this 71 thing, but he's actually aligned with one of the demons of the Goetia. The legend is that King Solomon built his temple with 72 demons. He summoned, invoked, and controlled 72 demons to build his temple. And each of the demons has a number. And I believe I'm not sure what number demon it is, but there's a demon called Agreas. And he seems to be, I don't have the gematria, but a lot of the 111, I think. And this demon, Agreas, has a title of Duke. Now, you wonder, why would Duke University call itself Blue Devils? A Duke usually just a title of nobility. Well, it comes straight from the Goetia, which is, the Goetia is, so the Ars Goetia, or the lesser key of Solomon, the king, is what it's called. And it lists the Solomonic demons and each of their powers and their roles. Well, this demon Agreas, his title is Duke of Hell. So Duke University, why would they call themselves Blue Devils? What do Blue Devils have to do with Duke? There's only one place where a Duke is associated with the devil, and that is from the Ars Goetia, the lesser key of Solomon the king. That's what Goetia, that is the only place where Duke is a devil. And that's what they're referring to. And another thing about Agreas is one of the powers of Agreas is that he creates earthquakes. And in Zion Williamson's very first NBA game, there's a preseason game in Los Angeles, there was an earthquake. I did a deeper decode on that. I have to dig out my notes, but there's no doubt that he was actually lined up with.
They stopped the game. The one team was on 74 points, too, and that was the big thing I was making with Zion Williamson, is that his name's 74 in the most pure cipher, and then his big sweepstakes was for the 74th NBA season. And we know Jewish is 74 since it was the anniversary of Israel and all the Jewish rabbis playing. So, again, if you look at his name in comparison to Society of Jesus, it's the exact same in 3 out of 4 ciphers. Plus, one of them is 187, and his birthday is the 187th day of the year, July 6th. He is quite a ritual.
Yeah, so at that time, I guess we had not really focused on the Jesuits. So that's how it is with a lot of decodes. Like, it's good to look back at other things you decoded, because with knowledge you have now, you can notice things that you didn't, in past decodes.
Well, the Zion and Society of Jesus thing is actually something we've been talking about since he was in college, because we've always known the Jesuits run college basketball. That was where I really first started noticing their prominence and just showing up and decoding. Again, the first college basketball tournament was in 85. March Madness it was. March Madness in 85. Basketball 85. Jesus Omnum Salvator 85. And that year it was Jesuit Georgetown versus Catholic Villanova. So their fingerprints are all over basketball.
Yeah, so the thing that strikes me is this whole Zach Taylor thing. Zachary Taylor. It's a good thing you mentioned Zachary Taylor. So
he became 2-16 as a head coach earlier this year in Cleveland, the 216 area code in the Battle of Ohio. But yeah, he does have that same name. Yeah, maybe there is something going on there. That's very interesting.
Well, yeah, that's what they do with area. Like Cincinnati's area code is 513. One of their nicknames of Cincinnati is the 513. Cincinnati is named after the Roman dictator Cincinnatus, and the Society of the Cincinnati was, George Washington was the first president general of the Society of the Cincinnati. They were established on May 15th. That's why 513 given to Cincinnati as the telephone code, because it's named after Cincinnatus.
Right. Right.
So yeah, that's what they do with these area codes.
A lot of rituals with area codes, indeed. Covered a lot of 206 ones up here in Seattle. So yeah, I you know what? I need a list that's just on the wall of every sports city's area code, because I'm sure a lot of times by not knowing cities' area codes, I miss big riddles. But yeah, it's all number games. Anything else you want to talk about tonight, Rambo?
No, I've got more with this Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. It looks like different before the actual event. They're going to be certain, like just what happened this week. So I think there'll be other stories. Who knows what's going to happen with Roethlisberger? I mean, I don't know what they have in store for him, but he's central. But yeah, it's I'm looking at the 11/22 birthdays of Juju Smith and Giovanni Bernard.
Okay. Yeah.
And Bernard has a lot of heavy Catholic coding in it. Just his name. There are a bunch of saints named Saint Bernard.
Right.
So yeah, I've got a decode on that.
I'm looking forward to it, Rambo. Keep up the great work. And if you ever want to do a live stream besides on Wednesdays, I'm always happy to hop on here. I know a lot of people love to hear your voice and your thoughts, so appreciate it again.
Okay, no problem.
All right. You have a good night, friend.
Okay, you too.
All right, take care, Rambo. See you. All right. And it's already 9 p.m., and I told Sweet Lady I'd give her some attention tonight, so I better wrap it up there, Truth Seeker. Hope you guys have a good rest of your evening. Hopefully you have a good day tomorrow. You can relax. Spend some time with some friends and family. So I'm just trying to, out of all the different, well, God, I wonder how many people will live in fear tomorrow because of the virus. But I just wonder how many gatherings in the world. Can you imagine like a family where just somehow, some way, everyone in that family is like a truth seeker? They're all into the truth. They all gather for Thanksgiving. They eat good. And they brainstorm how to solve the problems of the day. I wonder if there's a family out there like that in the world. 20 people in a family coming together. They're all about it. I wonder if that family exists. You would think it would exist, but I don't know. Feels like finding a needle in a haystack, sometimes finding another truth seeker. So anyway, we'll leave it there, you guys. And appreciate all of you. Till next time.